Hi, I bring you the Nigerian news recap from the 2nd to the 8th of March 2025. My name is Adam Salberka and I hope you had a great week. First, trending in the news last week was the suspension of a female senator, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. It was reported that the Senate Ethics, Privileges and Code of Conduct Committee recommended her suspension, and despite efforts by some senators to reduce it to 3 months, the majority voted to uphold the 6-month penalty. However, the Senate was said to have agreed that her suspension could be lifted or shortened if she submitted a written apology. Sources indicated that her suspension came after a dispute over seat arrangement in the Senate, which reportedly led her to accuse Akpabio of misconduct. She was said to have submitted a petition against him, but the Senate Committee on Public Conduct dismissed it, claiming it did not follow proper procedures. Reports also stated that after her suspension was confirmed, she was escorted out of the Senate chambers, but before leaving, she allegedly declared that the decision was unjust. Also in the news last week, the leadership crisis in the Lagos House of Assembly took a positive turn. The leadership crisis took a new turn as Honorable Mudashiru Obasa was reinstated as Speaker after Honorable Mojisola Miranda resigned and returned to her role as Deputy Speaker. Reports indicated that her resignation followed negotiations led by key APC stakeholders who sought to resolve the crisis that began when Obasa was removed by 36 out of 40 lawmakers on January 13. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was said to have brought in former governors Bisi Akande and Olusegun Oshoba as mediators. Their panel met with top APC leaders, the Lagos Governance Advisory Council (GAC) and Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. After weeks of negotiations, they reached a resolution that Miranda would step down as Speaker and Obasa would return to his position. Following the resignation, lawmakers were said to have praised Miranda for her leadership during her 49-day tenure. She reportedly stated that her resignation was a necessary sacrifice to prevent further conflict and embarrassment for the assembly. Despite stepping down, she was quoted as reaffirming her dedication to public service. Sources described the transition as involving a heavy security presence, strategic meetings, and emotional reactions from lawmakers. Also in the news last week, reports said that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) had arrested former Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel for allegedly mismanaging 7 billion naira. It was reported that he was taken into custody at the EFCC headquarters in Abuja after being invited for questioning. Sources explained that Emmanuel, who was governor from 2015 to 2023, was accused of moving money illegally, misusing funds, and poor financial management. The investigation was said to have started after a petition was sent by a civil society group, NACAT, Network Against Corruption and Trafficking. The petition claimed that Emmanuel had received over 3 trillion naira from the government but had only left behind a debt of 500 billion naira and 300 billion naira in unfinished projects. It was also said that he could not explain what happened to 700 billion naira. Investigators reportedly found that 31 billion naira was taken out in cash from an account called Office of the Governor between 2019 and 2023. A source mentioned that Emmanuel had arrived the EFCC office at about 12:30 p.m. before being arrested. Meanwhile, it was noted that the EFCC had not yet made an official statement and its spokesman, Dele Oyewole, had not responded to questions. In January 2025, NACAT was said to have asked for an investigation into Emmanuel's government. However, his aide reportedly dismissed the accusations, and his media assistant, Stephen Abia, said that Emmanuel was undisturbed about the claims. In business news last week, it was seen that fuel price decreased. Reports indicated that Nigeria's petrol price had dropped to 860 naira per litre last week due to competition, particularly from the Dangote refinery. It was stated that the Dangote refinery had reduced depot prices twice in February, which led to a fall in fuel prices from 1,030 naira per litre. In response, the NNPC had also announced a price cut. Experts suggested that Dangote refinery aimed to dominate the market, but the company denied trying to create a monopoly. Analysts believed that a stable currency and lower crude prices had also contributed to the price drop. The Major Energies Marketers Association of Nigeria, MEMAN, stated that the price adjustment reflected a deregulated market where competition determined fuel costs. Last week, Ngozi Adichie's dream count tops Amazon UK. On the 4th of March 2025, reports indicated that Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's latest novel, Dream Count, reached number 1 on Amazon UK just 3 days after its release. This marked a return to fiction after a 10-year break. It was noted that Adichie's book launch in the UK was attended by prominent figures, including former presidential candidate Peter Obi. On her Instagram, the author expressed her excitement about the book's success, writing that she was thrilled to see Dream Count topping the charts. Just on Thursday, the 6th of March 2025, Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company reported that Nigerian Air Force officers from Sam Ethan Base stormed its headquarters after their electricity was cut off over a 4 billion naira debt. The soldiers allegedly attacked journalists, damaged properties, and forced workers to restore power. Spokesman Kingsley Okoti said the Air Force had not paid bills for 10 years and had previously blocked technicians. He called the attack unlawful and said soldiers even abducted drivers and stole vehicles, later returning them. The Nigerian Students Association, NANS, condemned the act, while Air Force officers were accused of illegally tapping airport power. The Air Force has yet to release an official statement. On Friday, the 7th of March 2025, the chairman of Ikenne local government, Jamiu Ashimi, confirmed that Doyin Okukwe, a former presidential spokesman, had passed away in Lagos at the age of 72 after an illness. Doyin Okukwe had served under Presidents Olusegun Obasanjo and Goodluck Jonathan and was former Director General of Peter Obi's 2023 presidential campaign. Later, he left Labour Party and supported President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. Okukwe was a doctor and co-founder of Royal Cross Medical Center. He was also a former governorship aspirant in Ogun State. Lastly, in the news last week, former President Olusegun Obasanjo expressed optimism about Nigeria's future despite current challenges, stating that he believes the country can still be great within his lifetime. Speaking at the launch of his new books on the 5th of March 2025 to mark his 88th birthday, Obasanjo emphasized the need for Nigerians to embrace their duties and work towards a better nation. He also discussed the lingering impact of colonialism and slavery on Africa, urging the continent to break free from these legacies to achieve its full potentials. Obasanjo's remarks were shared with notable figures including Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun State and Labour Party candidate Peter Obi. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu also congratulated Obasanjo on his 88th birthday, acknowledging his significant contributions to Nigeria's leadership and governance. Thank you, and that's a quick summary of Nigeria news last week. Bonus of the week: here are some historic and cultural events that occurred in Nigerian history between the 3rd and 8th of March. On the 4th of March 1966, General Johnson Aguiyi Ironsi, the then head of state, was overthrown in a military coup. This coup led to significant political instability in Nigeria and eventually set the stage for the Nigerian Civil War. The coup marked the beginning of a series of military governments in the country following the assassination of key political figures. A year after the assassination of General Johnson Aguiyi Ironsi, March 7, 1967, the eastern region of Nigeria under Colonel Odumegu Ojukwu declared independence as the Republic of Biafra. This event triggered the Nigerian Civil War, which lasted from 1967 to 1970 as the Nigerian government opposed the secession. The war had significant consequences for Nigeria, including widespread loss of life and devastation of the region. The legacy of Biafra remains a powerful historical and cultural symbol in Nigeria. I hope you enjoyed my historical bonus, and thank you for listening to the news summary. Take care of yourself, your neighbor, and ensure to have a great week. Bye.